It's Shabbat on Friday.
This is our office.
So who do you interact with when you Skype with people? Like just
Like for example, if you are in America or somewhere around outside this community, if you want to chat with the executive committee, or if you want to say hello,
so you guys can do meetings. Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like that. We are not apart from the IP technology. We use these kind of things to have a meeting. For example, there are the community members from America, and if they want to chat with this one, or if they want to pass a greeting to this congregation, they can use this Skype. We do have a connection also, though it is not that much big synagogue and organization. It's like we're trying very hard to strengthen our movement.
It's really great because in Israel there's a thought that Ethiopian Jews are people who just herd livestock and that they cannot integrate into Israel society. So this is great. Like,
the secret behind that we bought this synagogue by ourselves is just to confirm that we do have the capacity to build our own. That's the sentiment.
Yeah.
We do have the capacity. We can integrate to anything in the world. I'm a technical person, you know that.
Yes.
There are many who can work this one. This is also made from the community, you know that. This is halakha cover. This is halakha cover. It is dirty for. This is halakha cover for the matzah. You know matzah?
Yeah,
traditional matzah for our community. This is a cover for the matzah. Did you take the picture?
I'm actually recording because I do a lot. I'm doing video as well, and that I will edit together.
Yeah, and also I was one who gave a comment for this one to paint like the flag of Israel.
Right.
And this is blue and this is white, and it's like we do feel that we have to connect with the Israeli people, not by worshiping, but also painting our walls also. That this is the house of God, that this is the house of Israel. So that we paint our synagogue like this. And also the color of the curtains, we choose it from the Torah. We found the color of the curtain that we use this one, but we take this one because for the Rosh Hashanah we have to wash this one because it get dirty, so that we will take to the laundry this one and we will wash it, and then after the New Year we will join the New Year with the new spirit and with the new clothes. That's all. Thank you.
That's great.
Now you actually have missionaries going to Uganda, like
These are also the
Ugandans going to work in UK and Nigerians. I've even seen a television program. They even did a television program in UK this year.
That was made here?
Huh?
This was made here too?
Yeah.
I
Wow.
can't remember where they were published.
We don't use, most of the time we don't use
pastors, priests, whatever you like
products
to call
from
them.
other
Come from African
other
countries.
community. We made by ourselves. This one is made from
Nigeria,
the community. This code is a fundamental, to our identity, because as in other Jewish community they use a wine for the Shabbat, but we used Allah traditional wine for the ceremony, and everybody will bring their own Allah and they put here, and then they will share it through this cup.
Very interesting.
Through this cup, and it's all made from the community.
I was in a house this morning being offered tala. But I stuck to St. George.
The traditional beer.
Okay.
Traditional beer.
Yes, the taste.
Homemade.
Like it's made from
not like the honey.
Mm-hmm.
It's made from some seeds, like barley.
Grains.
Grain, yeah, barley. Barley and you know maror. Maror, that we use on Pesa.
Yes, yes.
There is a plant
Mm-hmm.
which seems like maror,
Mm-hmm.
and we use that plant for the making tala.
Why do you use tala and not tej? That's a fair question. As someone who likes one but not the other. It's just- no. My friend,
expensive.
the house we were,
Takes time.
tej takes time. Tala is
Yes,
easier to
yeah.
make. Yeah. My host this morning, who's a guy called Ted Asphalt, he tried to persuade my wife, but my wife is off alcohol at the moment.
Secret Synagogue's been here in Addis.
Nadis, since since Addis was born.
Right, so you're right, 100
But
years.
there are also in the North Shan region that
Yeah.
our community migrate from the Gondar, and then they were in North Shore. Then after North Shore they came to Addis.
Right.
But in the North Shore there are Seknet synagogues around more than 400.
You're now jogging my memory, and I have read something about that synagogue. Yeah, I can't think where.
So, is it the same style synagogues near Gondar?
In the Gondar, they really modified, but in the ancient time it's like the same. But now they put the Star of David on the top of the synagogue like we did.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
in the ancient time,
Mhm.
it was the same because we came from Gondar. We migrated
Right.
from Gondar.
so the secret synagogues here are kind of in a way more ancient than the ones in Gondar, because the Gondar ones changed.
Yeah. But here in Addis, it's like it's a city of capital, so people are changing,
Yeah.
and then they're trying to change the appearance of the synagogue. But in the North Shore, it's quite ancient.
Where is the North Shore?
Where you're going through tomorrow, really, off the Bahadar Road. Yeah, off
Yeah.
the Gojam Road. To the right. Yeah, to the east.
For example, after you went to the north, 115 kilometers, 15 kilometers, there is a city called Fiche.
Yeah,
Fiche.
Mhm.
There is a big sacred synagogue, which is everybody knows.
Mhm.
Which is just off the main road now to the right. The road used to go through it.
Is that synagogue only open on Shabbat? Or can
There
I?
are also elders who live there,
Mhm.
but it's only open for the member of the community
Mm.
because there was very many massacres due to it was open, and the Christians were frequently attacking them,
Mhm.
and it's quite closed. And the elders really knows who we are,
Mhm.
because the community is made up of during the migration time,
Mhm.
it was 7 elders,
Mhm.
like the great elders,
Mhm.
and they know the heredity because the elders know that who I am and who is the son of me. And then when I tell them that I'm the son of Gazhene, they know that my grandfather sent the like. So
Wow.
they can identify you, they can let you in.
Mhm.
This is their mechanism to control and to protect the secret and also transfer the generation history to ours.
Which is just after Debre Labanos. Is that right?
Yeah, after Debre Labanos,
Right,
yeah.
Debre Labanos, yeah.
And also there are a community member in Merabit. Merabit is before Fiche, and you will turn to the right, and maybe you will go to maybe 80 kilometers, and then you will arrive to Merabit. It's like northern Shua, not far from maybe 150 or 200 kilometers.
In the emperor's time, Shoa was one of the major provinces. As the new government chose to, if you like, split it, because of this thing of Amhara land for the Amharas and Tigray for the Tigrinians, and so the regions are more ethnic based now, right, But really, as soon as you leave Addis, you're into Shoa, aren't you? Addis
is also in Shua.
Yeah, Addis is in Shoa.
But the seat for the King Menilik, King Menilik,
Yeah.
who fought for Adwa, his capital was in Ankober, and our community also do have a sacred synagogue there.
Mhm.
I went there before 3 years ago to attend the ceremony. it was like, you know, people knows that we're from the Beta Israeli community. And when I tell to the inhabitants, to the normal inhabitants, you know, to ask them that where are these people, my people, and they say that you are Falasha. Ah, that's good. They are living over there. And I went there from the main road of Ankober to that synagogue, to the sacred synagogue, 3 hours by walk.
Wow.
It was a fully desert place, and
So
there was
down,
malaria. Yeah,
down,
down,
to
yeah,
I've
down
been
to
Ankober,
Ankober.
been to Ankober twice.
Down to Ankober.
Menelik was the king of Shoa before he became emperor of the
Mhm.
whole country, and before he unified the country.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually, you know, the king of Shoa province.
And they were great servants of the King Menelik, because, you know, many of our family members, you know, during the war and before that also, since our communities are known by the handicrafts and blacksmiths,
Mm-hmm.
we were the contributor for all war victories, because, you know, we made the spear, we made the sword, we made everything, because, you know, it's very known, our communities was very known by these products,
Mm-hmm.
and we contribute a lot. But, you know that, you know, in Europe, in everywhere also, Jews contribute something to the world.
Right.
And we try a lot to contribute something to this country, as our brothers and sisters contribute to other countries. And it was like that. That's why we concentrate on Ankober, which was a capital, as he told you. He was Shuan king during that time, and they were serving him. And then after he came to Addis, we came together, and we live here
Mm-hmm.
in Kechene. So Kechene is one of the first or the early town after Ndoto during Addis Abeba's establishment. That's why we came here.
Ankober was the last capital. When they were moving around, you know, from this place to this place to this place,
Mhm.
the capital Ankober was the last of the moving capitals, if you like, before Menelik settled here.
Mm-hmm. I'd love for somebody to go to these synagogues, the secret synagogue, and post some pictures on the website so other people know, like, the uniqueness.
You know, while we were discussing with the elders,
Mm-hmm.
I took many of American Jewish community,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more than 50, 5. I told you that the organization is called Kulanu.
Right.
In the board committee, I took them to the sacred synagogue. They had a great discussion with them, just to, you know, still there is a problem, because our community, you know, as a community, we don't have a Jewish burial ground. So we use the Christians' burial ground.
Mm-hmm.
But in the sacred synagogue, there is a Jewish cemetery there inside, for the elders only.
Mm-hmm.
For example, my grandpa,
Mm-hmm.
he buried there.
Mm.
And his grandmother also, she buried there. And this is a custom. But for the normal inhabitants, since we are living here,
Mm-hmm.
and the Christian also, you know, they owned all the burial grounds, so we use their burial ground.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Jewish community who are very strong, when they came here for a visit, we asked them that we need a burial ground, we need a Jewish yeshiva college, we need a school for kids, just to give them, because, you know, I told you that there is only one elementary school for more than 80,000 people who are living in Kechene. We have more than 80,000 here in Kechene.
Mm-hmm.
But we only
Because there's only one school. Most kids here are.
So how many kids in the one elementary school?
We don't have the data. We
A
don't
lot.
have exactly data.
No.
So I don't want to be crude on giving
No,
this
no.
data.
So is it one of these schools where the government pays part of the teachers' wages and the community
Yes.
has to raise the other?
Yes.
Yeah,
But if you go to the countryside, the teachers won't get to that community because they're afraid of the evil eye and kind of that one. So they refuse to teach the kids from this community.
Yeah. So it's difficult to recruit.
Yeah, discrimination is still.
Yeah.
Because you can't force the teacher to teach the kids from this community because the teacher is afraid of the superstitious outlooks.
Mm-hmm.
I can be the witness. I have been to my mother village in Fiche,
Mm-hmm.
very near to Fiche, and there was a leader the people from my community, and they construct a village, a small village, and they also construct a school by themselves, that the government can't assign the teachers because the teachers were afraid of giving a lesson or a teaching class for the kids, because they fear that the people from kids are evil eyes. So that's the secret behind the illiteracy level is increased in our community. So we always ask, and also we try to post our problems on our website, that if there is any Jewish community or anybody who is positive to expand the education level in the world, we are very open. We need that support, because the only means to defeat poverty is education. I do believe with that. The only means.
Yeah, most people would agree with you.
Yeah. So that's why we fight a lot for this community. Why don't you open a school for our community? Why don't you construct a health center for our community? We always shout on that.
I thought there was like a health center where you can get free medicine, medical aid here.
But they are Jewish, right? You know that?
Yeah.
They are Jewish.
But the government does not take care of this community.
No. Because for this community there is no health center.
But doesn't the government kind of not take care of a lot of people here? I mean, there's so many beggar kids in the streets. It seems like it's just the state of the nation is that very few people get it.
Beggars in our community. But the illiteracy level is very high. Even the HIV and the AIDS, because it's like I told you that education is the best way to defend ourselves. Education is the best way to liberate ourselves from mental slavery. I do feel with that. So if they are not educated, they are very, attacked with the problems, healthy and social and economical problems. So actually I don't have the exact data, but HIV level, the HIV victims and the orphans also is increasing. We're trying to present this issue, and we're trying to do something better for the community members.
And of the community of 80,000, as you call it, in Kechene, how many of those are, if you like, practicing the Jewish faith?
Let me put it this way, because for my figure in Judaism, for the elders, I divide the Jewish exercise into two groups. The youngster, like me, and like him, we are trying to exercise Judaism openly.
Yeah.
We don't want to fear anybody. We want to exercise freely.
Yeah.
So with this exercise, there are 4 synagogues. 2 of them are the J4J, and 2 of them are for pure Judaism. And for the rest of the communities, they exercise Judaism covertly. It's like they pretend like a Christians outwardly, because they don't have burial ground rights.
Yeah.
So they pretend like a Christians. They exercise Judaism in the sacred monastery. So I don't think that there are Christians who convert to Christianity in our community, but they are not that much. Most of the members of the community always they celebrate Shabbat, always, and the ladies they went to the menstrual hut, which is found in the sacred monasteries for the purification every month, which is purely Judaic custom, and also circumcision and great festivals of Jewish. Every people in the community went to the sacred synagogue for such festivals. So this is the reality which is happening in our community, because part of Judaism custom. So they are afraid of the burial ground right. So then what's gonna happen if we claim so? So till we achieve our targets of having a burial ground and other problems, the people and the members of this community try to pretend outwardly, inwardly, they are really Jewish, pure Jewish. The song that you heard on Shabbat also from the sacred monastery, some of them, though he's the distant singer of the community. And
The
he
Chazan.
had a solo actually. He had a solo, he recorded a solo.
Really?
That I told you, the girl from Israel
Yeah.
who lived in Mumbai for the Indian Jewish community. She recorded, and I hope she's gonna give us the copy of the CD. And we hope that we'll have great income with the songs by selling the song to the other Jewish community. We're trying our best.
Yeah, I saw the Kechene potters, so it seems like you guys export a lot of, there's a lot of industry in this area.
Where is the pottery you went to? This is the one on the Ambo Road?
Yeah, it's just up here, not too far.
But you know, most of the exporters are not this community. That's the main problem. We're trying to set up a channel that there is no inside brokers, only the community members and the buyers, the real buyers, can exchange market. That's what we are trying. But there are many brokers inside with this potter market, and also weavers and blacksmiths and leaders also. But with the help of Hashem, I think we will try our best to minimize the number of brokers inside with this market. We will try. That's why, you know, they say that there are many exporters, but the exporters are not from this community. They are very rich because this is a good industry, but the real workers can't get a good benefit from that. The brokers are very rich with this market.
I see.
So, you know, this is a natural fact actually. The brokers are very rich in everywhere. And we will fight them with the help of Hashem.
So, but is there still a big issue as far as trying to get out of, like, having acceptance of the world Jewry, having ability to go to Israel? Is there a big problem with that?
The big problem is, you know, that in Israel, you know, the aliyah from Africa, from Ethiopia, and the aliyah from other continent is quite different. The politicians think that the aliyah from Africa is like mass aliyah, and some of the politicians think that the Ethiopian Jews are not real Jews. They are seeking to live in Israel for economic freedom. So we are trying to convince them by constructing our own synagogue, by constructing our strong Jewish community, and then for sure, not Hashem, but the Israeli politicians will accept us. But as a Jew, they know that. I do have evidence